Keep it going for your next comic, Marz Timms.
All right. Now, I normally don't like to start my set off on such a negative note, but I think this needs to be said. We all know what's going on in this country when it comes to black people. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get it off my chest, so just bear with me. Tabasco sauce is not hot sauce. It is not hot sauce, white people. Every day, a black man goes into a restaurant and orders hot sauce, and the waitress goes, I think I know exactly what you want, and brings him a bottle of Tabasco sauce. It's not the same. It is not the same. I think we need to have these waiters and waitresses start wearing body cameras so we can document this horse shit that's going on. I was in a restaurant just the other day with my son. Asked for a bottle of hot sauce. I was brought Tabasco sauce. And he says, Dad, why does she hate you? It's not the same. It's not the same. And I think as a group, if we all come together, we can fight our common enemy, which is Denny's. Oh my goodness. Oh, and black people are still getting killed in this country. Let's not forget that shit too. That's right, that's right. Fucking this country's out of control, man. It's crazy. Shooting crazy. What was it, like a couple of months ago, they shot that gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo. Harambe the gorilla, I think we all saw this. A kid wandered down into the gorilla enclosure and they killed the gorilla. I don't know where you stand on the shoot the gorilla, don't shoot the gorilla, but shoot the fucking parents, right? Shoot the fucking parents that let their kid go down in there with a gorilla. That's out of control. It doesn't make sense. That gorilla reacted like anybody in here would if you wake up and go outside and there's a fucking kid in your pool. Right? It doesn't make sense to me. And look, I don't know. Nobody in here knows. We don't know how this kid's gonna grow up. Right? We know we can't follow fucking instructions, that's for sure. 20 years down the line when you're watching the news, they're like, you might remember little Timmy, who wandered down the gorilla enclosure and they shot Harambe the gorilla. Well, today he robbed a gas station and killed a hardworking man for money for meth. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Look, you killed a productive member of society. That fucking gorilla never missed a day of work. I was watching the video too. I watched like the video and at like one point the kid's like pants are down and the gorilla like pulls his pants up. You killed that gorilla? I'm from the west side of fucking Chicago. I know 1,000 people that need their pants pulled up. Take that gorilla with me to the west side of Chicago, they'd be like, oh shit. Who the fuck is that? Oh nigga, that's Harambe. Pull your pants up here. Well, that makes sense to me, man. Harambe the gorilla. They wouldn't have shot him if his name was Dave the fucking gorilla, that's for sure. So like I said, I'm from the west side of Chicago. I grew up in like a really diverse area of the west side, which is really cool because I learned a lot about different nationalities. I learned that different nationalities keep different shit in the basement of their house. If you were Irish, you probably had a bar in the basement of your house. If you were German, you probably had some antiques or some collector's plates or some shit like that. I learned a lot. That watching a lot of Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you were Mexican, 9 times out of 10 you had other Mexicans in the basement of your house. I remember the first time I did that joke, this Mexican dude got all upset with me. He was like, what? What about black people, huh? What do black people keep underground? What do black people keep underground? I was like, duh, motherfucker, the railroad. Why you think we late everywhere? Underground Railroad don't make stops everywhere. Underground Railroad, I need to get off at Main Street. Next stop is freedom. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a lot of people living and doing like healthy stuff back there in Chicago. People running marathons. By round of applause, anybody in here ever run a marathon? Anybody? No. I figured when I saw that like fake ass arch like right next door and a car propped up on it and like the dirt bike track across the road. It's like nobody out here running fucking marathons. But everybody in Chicago is running marathons, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Everybody's living healthy back there in Chicago and running these marathons. I was watching a marathon on television, and they were interviewing this one girl, and the interviewer was like, "So, why do you run marathons?" And she's like, I run marathons? And that's my white girl impersonation. It don't get no better than that. She's like, I run marathons because that lets me know that if I needed to, I could outrun a mugger. Last I checked in the big book of mugging, endurance wasn't number one on the list. It was the element of surprise, right? You ain't running down a jogging path and a mugger jumps out the bushes and he got some little shorts on, prison number across his chest and a headband on, like, yeah. I'm gonna get me one of these bitches today. Damn, she kind of fast. I ain't got time for all this running shit. We had a fun family growing up. My sister and I, we were not allowed to miss days from school. My mother wasn't having that shit. She was like, look, I gotta suck that shit up. I gotta go to work. Y'all gotta suck it up and stay in school. We were like, cool. We cool with that. We can suck that shit up. One day I got called down to the office, and they're like, yo, Marz, your mom is on the phone. She wants to talk to you. And I was like, oh shit, what'd I do? What'd I do? And I look over, and there's this little white boy sitting there crying. And I was like, I didn't do shit to him. I get on the phone with my mother, and she is laughing her ass off. She was like, they got your name mixed up with this little white boy. His last name is Sims. Your last name is Timms. So they called me at work. He got on the phone crying to me. I thought it was you, so I cursed his ass out. What you doing all that crying? Got these white people calling me here at work. You know I can't come down there and get you. You better suck it up and get your ass back to class, or I'm going to come down there and I'm going to give you something to cry about. She said there was silence for a whole minute. And then finally he's like, I don't think this is my mommy. I can only imagine when he did get his mother on the phone. She's like, oh my God, Billy, what's wrong? You're not feeling well. You want me to come down there and get you? He was like, I wasn't feeling well, Mom, but I'm going to suck that shit up. I'm going to get my ass back to class. You go ahead and make that money, bitch. I like peace. Anyway, you all have been great. My name is Marz Timms. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Give it up for your host.